February 24th. This year, we're heating things up with the Big Red Beach Party. Watch your Huskers take on Big Ten opponent Illinois, decked out in your best tropical gear, with a specialty tropical drink in hand, all inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. Pack PBA is your tropical getaway right here in Lincoln. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/packpba.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You've got used to one segment of good takes in the morning, but now there's a full show of good takes at night. Welcome into Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome in, Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. Chris Raff, he's in studio.
I'm on the three, number 3.
You are on number 3.
You know what's crazy is, like, I've been gone for, I guess it's been a 3 months probably, because I was here in November for a day.
Yeah, that's right.
But the seat just feels just right when I sit in it, just like I never left. It's like, hey, I'm back, looking out the window on Old Street, 1040 Old Street. It's a beauty.
It is nice, and the crowd's been good. Husker hoops, the way they've been winning, it's been lively here at night. You know, you get to the last game that they just won. Why am I blanking on it? Not Minnesota, Washington.
Yeah.
It's just fun. I mean, the city's alive. It's always the sell of moving downtown here to begin with. And Raff, I'll be honest, half the reason why these seats are so damn big is because we got people like you at one point in time.
Yeah, just, nice and big, and but. So Sam was here, Mr. Hoiberg.
Today was good. We also
did you tell him, like, now that he's, like, you know, the superstar basketball player, that he can no longer have a show here, or is that what you? Didn't he used to have a show here like 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was Walk On Weekly. Him and Jeff Grace III. Shout out Jeff Grace III. He was a great guy as well, and he was part of that. Not on the roster anymore. He's done and graduated. But they used to have a show, and then Sam Hoiberg was playing really good basketball, and then it's like. He's just a busy guy. So is
he still currently a walk-on?
He maybe. I have no idea. He might be just because I don't know what that looks like with the.
I think if your parents are employed at the university, I think you get some really nice discount on college. So I think that might be an advantage to Nebraska basketball to have him still from a scholar. But I guess we really don't talk much about scholarships anymore. Now it's all NIL.
Yeah, you can cover with NIL. Like if you can't have a scholarship. Okay, we'll just pay your scholarship and NIL money.
I wonder how he's doing NIL. Did you ask him?
No, I usually don't ask as far as numbers go. Like, hey, how much?
We didn't ask him numbers, but you've got to think there's got to be a lot of Nebraska businesses coming to Sam Hoiberg to want them to sponsor their product or speak for them. I mean, he's like the grits, the glue.
He's kind of embedded himself into the Husker culture,
and he plays that way. Watching him play. Who are the people that have, how do you say, indebted themselves to the Nebraska culture through the years? Like the first one that comes to my mind is Bruce Chubbuck.
Okay, I was thinking like Levante David.
Yes.
Hoiberg.
That they have that they just become one with the Nebraska fans.
And they represent it no matter what after.
From a basketball standpoint, like Bruce Chubbuck was that guy, diving in the stands, you know, kind of a little bit undersized, playing down in the post against like the Doug Smiths of the world. Mm-hmm. Kind of a little before your time, but he was a big center for Missouri. Bryant, Big Country Reeves. And then you got Bruce Chubbuck, who's coming in probably at 6'7", 6'6". When I stand next to him, we're about even. He probably has me maybe by an inch, maybe.
It's a big guy, though.
It's pretty, yeah.
Because how tall are you?
I'm 6'7".
That's crazy.
So he's probably 6'7", too. He's a legit 6'7". I'm probably like 6'6" and 3/4, but yeah, we hung out with Bruce. This guy's probably been a couple of years. Actually, it was about right around this time, and it's just like that name still rings up. Henry T. Buchanan, that's another guy. I mean, hasn't played a basketball game at Nebraska for 30 years, and you still say the name T. Buchanan. Yep. Nebraska basketball fans, I'd have been, oh yeah, Henry T. That was, and Sam Hoiberg's going to go down in that lineage of players where, for the next 30 years, people are going to be talking about. Do you remember when Sam made that steal? Do you remember when he led the team in rebounds for, 2 straight games and has he has like some crazy, like 75 rebounds over, I forgot what the period of time was, but I read that and I'm just thinking to myself.
He's been leaving games as a leading rebounder. And sometimes it's not like he left the game with 9 rebounds. Like there's some of these games he's leaving with 9-10 boards.
And it's like
5'11".
And that is what is going to be talked about, his legacy at Nebraska. I mean, it is set for the next, he's probably listening right now, probably just laughing. Sorry, Sam, but just that legacy, when you think of players that Nebraska, he's going to be in that, especially in Nebraska basketball, he's going to go down in that. Bruce Chubbuck, Henry T. Buchanan, trying to think, other guys that have just really ingrained themselves with that Husker culture. Because when you think of Nebraska, I always think of gritty gutty, diving into the stands, going above and beyond, always going 100%, going with your hair on fire. And he's definitely, going to be that player that in the future that people are going to talk about for a long time to come.
Yeah, and I just throw out the craziest stat for Sam Hoiberg: 72 assists on the year and 12 turnovers.
That's crazy. What's crazy?
That's a 6. That's a ratio of 6.
The funniest thing about that was, I believe he was going into that last game with 5 turnovers over, I forgot what the span was. It in Big Ten play.
Yeah, something. I can't remember what it was. Crazy.
And the first drive of the game, he goes and he can't decide if he wants to do a Euro step or what he wants to do, and it's a turnover the very first play of the game.
That was a bad call by the ref. He did not travel. You can go watch the tape. It was
no travel.
I forget what you call that. Pinoy step, if I'm calling that right. It's kind of where you keep that foot down,
and then and
you kind of hesitate on the. That was a legit move. The ref missed it. That was a beautiful move. It should have counted.
Yeah. Okay. So no turnover.
No,
Take it away.
Been a turnover.
But it was just funny. I just thought, and they're like, turnover, Sam Hoiberg, and I'm just like, yeah, we probably jinxed him maybe, or maybe the refs were reading, about how there were not a lot of turnovers out of him. But
yeah, I might be wrong on what that's called. Someone, if they remember what that move is called, 402-464.
Text in.
5685.
Questions. Ask questions. I'm live in
studio. It is a rarity. You don't really see it, but yeah, because I'd imagine it's really hard to master. I definitely didn't try that in the auditorium growing up. It looks unorthodox, but I mean, that's the whole point of it, is it gets defenders to leave their feet pretty easily.
Yeah. And I'm still on that horse. I'm going to continue riding it and saying that if Sam Hoiberg does not get some sort of all Big Ten, I'm not saying he's going to be first team all Big Ten, but I expect to see Sam Hoiberg at least second or third team all Big Ten. I think
first team defense.
Yes. Yeah. I think the coaches, the all Big Ten, I think the Big Ten coaches recognize what he brings to Nebraska basketball. So it's not going to surprise me one bit to see him second team all Big Ten at all, just for what he brings to Nebraska. Like when you have Tom Izzo saying, hey, and my favorite player is the guy from last year, Sam Hoiberg, that when you're getting a stamp of approval from the coach that's coached, some of the greats, he's
going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Izzo.
And he's stamping Sam Hoiberg as the best player on the team, or the guy that kind of stirs the drink. He's definitely going to command some all Big Ten votes. So I would be very disappointed if you don't see him first, second, or third team. I mean, Nebraska keeps up its current ways. I could see him first team all Big Ten. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, what he brings to Nebraska and the spark he brings and his complete game, assists, rebounds,
defense,
he gives points when he has to. It's not, he's not going to be a consistent, 15-point a game guy, not because he can't do it. It's because Nebraska's got other weapons in the arsenal. But from a complete game, I mean, he's having himself a heck of a season.
Well, and, to your point, offensively, it's if he wanted to bump his numbers up, he can go play at a smaller school, and I'm sure he could easily be closer to averaging 15. But, in that game versus Washington, I know at one point he was at 14. I don't know if that's where he maxed out, but, that was a good scoring, really efficient. And, again, if you're going to have a guy out there who's got 72 assists on the year and only 12 turnovers, what coach in the country wouldn't want a player of that caliber? And
another thing, what Sam has done a great guy. If he's listening right now, your head's probably really big right now. Hopefully they're listening to another station instead of us right now. But no, you better be listening, Sam. You worked here. You better be listening. Now, but another thing too is in prior years, I've heard so many fans and so many people say, man, if Sam Hoiberg was only 6'4", and you don't hear any of that. There's crickets this year. You hear no talk of, because he has became, a player of players, being out, whatever he's going in at 6 foot, maybe
5'11" is
5'11".
what he said. Yeah.
So 5'11", but you don't hear anybody saying, boy, I sure wish Sam Hoiberg was 6'4". You hear none of that. But I remember the prior 2 years, you'd always hear people say, man, if Sam Hoiberg was only 6'4", what he would bring and what he's doing, at 5'11", and the game that he's playing, it's inspirational. And I think that you're going to see, this is going to be, I always think of the springboard effect. I always think about the younger, the youth. And you've seen it like at Iowa basketball, Caitlin Clark. Now you have all these little girls out there bombing 3-pointers, trying to be the next Caitlin Clark.
Volleyball, we see it clear as day here in Nebraska, and that's why I think volleyball is so good in this state. Is we have arguably the best volleyball program in the country.
So now you've got kids that, here in Nebraska that are watching Sam Hoiberg's brand of basketball. So you're going to see that. I think you'll see in the years to come a springboard of that gritty, gutty, complete game, not focused, just full. Realize there's more to the game than just scoring. And I think,
how can you impact the win, period?
And Sam Hoiberg showing people, that. So I think you're going to see a big springboard effect, especially in Nebraska kids, just them patterning their game after Mr. Hoiberg.
It's a good one to pattern your game after right now. Like, just play within the offense. And if it's step one, take care of the ball, you do that. I know my high school coach, shout out Matt Steffen. He said that all the
shout
time.
out.
And he was always like, listen, like, if you want to play for me, take care of the ball. Period. Like, especially if you're in that guard, I can't have you out there if I don't trust you with the ball. So step one, take care of the ball. Sam Hoiberg does that to a T. Then it's the effort on defense. Are you willing to do the little things? Are you willing to pass up the open shot to get the even better shot? And, it's not just him. You got Kel Jacobson. You got Braden Frager. Like, this is a nice batch of local talent that we just, maybe in the past you could point out to some years, Strickland, I think you could definitely point out to his era. But this is one of the best eras we've had of Hoiberg getting that talent when, I don't know what Kel Jacobson would have been stars wise, but he wasn't getting offered by probably
zero.
Yeah. And you bring him in here, and now you go look at Kel Jacobson, who, when he's playing, he doesn't look like he's any sort, in a different league where he can't compete. And then Frager was the one guy who had a ton of talent, but he's even kind of blowing away expectations. So this is a good run for local Husker talent.
And I would also love to hear too, like you won't hear it now because it's happening, but what is it like to be Fred Hoiberg? I mean, you're a coach, but you're also a dad, and seeing your son going out and exceeding probably every expectation that what any Nebraska fan had ever set for him. It'll be fun, like, in the years down the road, 2-3 years down the road, to sit down with Fred Hoiberg and to say, what were your thoughts and your feelings, watching Sam perform the way that he has. And it's just got to be crazy just being there on the sidelines and watching your son just play in the style of what, Fred Hoiberg was. I mean, I know Sam, of course, was not born yet, but you watch Sam Hoiberg, you get a glimpse of what Fred Hoiberg was. I mean, there's a reason why they call him the mayor at Iowa State. I mean, he was a complete basketball player, and now you're seeing it again, with his son. So it'll be cool to, in the years down the road, to talk to Fred Hoiberg and just hear what his thoughts and, what he was feeling, with Sam Hoiberg through the years.
Yeah, it's, I'd imagine he always anticipated that he could be this good. Obviously saw the talent, but Tom Izzo had his kid on Michigan State's team, and rarely do you see the development happen at this level. And obviously Sam Hoiberg deserves a ton of credit for the amount of work he's put in there. But, it's that coach's son thing. You can just kind of throw it in the trash. So to hear what Fred Hoiberg has to say after the fact will be fascinating because, it's not even, there's not a single person, the opposing crowds, Hoiberg said, maybe it's Northwestern, like the Nepo baby. Some people are there's no argument for that anymore. He's just dominating in a way that,
exactly,
just by his play on the court, you're thinking he's totally there because of his work ethic and how good of a player he is. So that'd be a good documentary whenever that one comes out.
I'm all in for it. I would love for just to, after it's all said and done, to Fred Hoiberg just to sit and talk about, his thoughts and what was going through his mind, when he came in, his first year, and, as the years went by and how it's progressed onto this year, what his thoughts and what his feelings were. I mean, that is one heck of a documentary, I think.
Is Charlie the one on staff, or is it Jack?
I believe Charlie's.
I think it's Charlie.
Charlie,
right?
it's on staff. Yep. And then
Jack, add that to the mix. Jack's still coaching. I think
he played for Michigan State, correct?
And then he was with the Spurs. I know, helping out. I couldn't remember exactly what role. I should remember. I think Hoiberg mentioned it before, but that whole is just a basketball family. And then you got Charlie also on that staff right now, which is really cool. I mean, you got 3 Hoibergs all right there, and one of the best seasons that Nebraska basketball's ever had.
Yeah, and just the link to the lineage of Nebraska, which don't get talked about as much as what it, when Fred was first hired, the talk back to Jerry Bush, Fred's grandpa, grandpa, and just having this line of history, going down with Jerry Bush, then able to bring Fred Hoiberg back to Nebraska. Because if you had told me this 10, 15 years ago, I'd have been like, nah, Fred Hoiberg, he's linked to Iowa State. And now,
well, he just came from the Chicago Bulls too.
So, I mean, what do we do here? I mean, he's the mayor at Iowa State. I mean, can he be the mayor in 2 cities? I mean,
I think you can.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just give it to Sam Hoiberg.
What? Yeah, I guess he could be the mayor. Yeah, mayor.
Yeah,
but we need a title for Fred too. I mean, what he's doing.
He might just be the emperor, and then Hoiberg can be the governor,
the president,
or the duke, whatever you want to call it.
The governor, the governor. Yeah, but yeah, it's cool to watch. It's fun to watch. That's the thing. Everybody you talked about Nebraska basketball is just that they're so fun to watch. There's just no
it's beautiful basketball. That's what every time I watch it, that's the basketball that I love to watch. And it's, unfortunately my NBA has just become such a different product, and it's,
I really did try an NBA, but I can't.
I have to watch it more. And I hate saying this because I grew up loving it. I was the kid. Every kid does this. It's a sports fanatic where you write down every team and then you try to write down all 5 starters for every single team, all 32 teams. Like that was me growing up my entire life.
NBA basketball in the 80s for me. I mean, I remember to this day, like when Michael Jordan hit the shoulder shrug, I can tell you exactly where I was at, what TV I was watching it on. I mean, we were NBA fans. Charles Barkley.
It was a great era. Everyone was.
NBA Saturday night, must watch TV.
My parents met watching a Lakers game together.
Hello.
I think it was Magic Johnson. And
hello.
Yeah. So shout out to the forum, Magic Johnson.
Hello.
I have arrived as a result.
Hello.
It's a big deal. And nowadays, I could ask my dad to name one NBA player.
Ooh.
And if I told him LeBron, he'd just be like, he's still playing. Like he's just not attached. And I can't blame him. It's a different product than what he grew up watching.
Yeah, I remember we watched every, what's the game on Saturday? Are the Bulls playing? Is Larry Bird playing? I'm getting to watch Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Like I go back in time and time again. Everybody listening in my age group, we grew up in the best time period for sports.
Yeah, you guys really did, because it wasn't, there's almost a little bit too much media now on sports to where I know Matt Rule probably gets sick of it, especially when things aren't heading in the direction that people anticipate. For Fred Hoiberg, I'm sure it was a nightmare when Husker basketball was winning 9-10 games. I don't know if he ever won less than 10, but around that number. Yeah, around that number. Like, that's tough to deal with the media. And in that era, not every game is on TV. You only get the major ones on there. So you're going to get the Bulls, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Knicks. And now you can watch every single game out there, and everyone's got an opinion. There's a million Twitter burner accounts.
But I think we talk about, how it was tough for Fred, on the early years. But if you're a coach or if you're a player, part of me, that's kind of what you want. Because we talk all the time about how if Nebraska gets back in that upper echelon, what a madhouse it would be. And this shows it again. Nebraska basketball, for the past years, I mean, they've had good attendance. You've had your occasional sellouts. You've had big games. But we always talk about, but if they go to that upper echelon, how bananas. And you're seeing it. You're seeing Nebraska.
I think every game's sold out now.
You're seeing Nebraska basketball fans. Mm-hmm. They're bananas. It's became, must-watch television where you're like I'll admit it. Last Saturday, the Broncos were playing. I was watching the Denver Broncos. However, I had my phone up and I was watching the live scoring and the live. So for that to happen for me, that's saying something. So big ups to Nebraska basketball and everything that they're accomplishing this year. I mean, the crazy thing about it is, I don't think they've peaked yet. I think they've still got work to do, and I think that they're up for that challenge. But man, I'll tell you what, I never thought there'd be a day in my lifetime where a Bronco game was going on, and I'd be wanting to know what was going on in the Nebraska basketball game.
I've always cared, and unfortunately, I remember years where you start the season, hopes are high, 2 games in, we lost to Nevada. That's a tough one. And then you're not into conference play yet, and you're already feeling kind of down and out. And then you're just hoping to win some games, and you're watching really bad scoring droughts, and you love the team, but you feel really bad about their odds.
Well, this is be the first time since 94, maybe 93, to where Nebraska's getting in the tournament. I mean, usually every year it's like, okay, if we can take care of 2 games here, if we can get this victory here, we might be able to creep in. And
you start doing the math with the games left, and it's like, if we just need to win one quad one win, and that will help us out. And then you're looking at the bubble, and then
if we make it to the tournament, maybe we can get a couple games, then we have a chance. Then last year we don't make it to the tournament, and it's like, well, those chances are next. So it's
gonna be nice to avoid this too, and I hope this gets knocked out of the way and win that first March Madness game that they'll very likely punch their ticket into, almost a lock at this point. I think they're going to expand that. They keep talking about it.
Oh yeah, you want the victory before they.
Yeah, because if they expand that to 70 or whatever the other thing,
they're going to put an asterisk on it. Asterisk.
They're going to be like, well, it took Nebraska to have X amount of teams to finally win a tournament game.
Can you imagine the first tournament game with Kent Pavelka? Oh boy,
I keep a heart rate monitor on him.
I mean,
so just when he pull him back a little bit, because he's having the time of his life, and rightfully so.
Well, you just think if you're Jeff Smith. I mean, you're the analyst of the game, but also you're also kind of like the guy that's kind of got to settle Kent down a little bit. Kent, sit down. We still got a little bit.
Sammy boy,
Sammy, my boy. It's fun to watch. It's fun to listen to.
Make room for Daddy. He's got some bold lines.
The T-shirt, the T-shirt sells. I know that they've made T-shirts, and he's donating some to charity and stuff like that. It's pretty cool that they've came together for that. But that just shows you how bananas. I mean, we see it with Nebraska volleyball. We see it I feel like football. I feel like there's so much more. Like, I know Nebraska football is huge in the state of Nebraska, but from a banana standpoint, I feel like there's so much more that Nebraska, there's more. I've seen more. Hate to throw it back to the 90s, but I've seen the 90s. I know what this state does when it's bananas. And that you're seeing this right now with Nebraska basketball.
If we start winning games in March, you might have to come back down here just to see it. I'm never seen it in my lifetime. This university's never seen what it looks like when Nebraska basketball.
No.
Again, it's the graphic that it'll be so nice to just get off that graphic.
Well, we're the only one on it now.
We are the only one on it.
Get off the graphic.
Yeah, and it's every year, and it sucks because everyone gets reminded every single time. Power 4 teams that haven't made the tournament. Nebraska. That's the list. It's like, okay, great. And then they'll put in other teams like not Kansas, but X school hasn't made it in X amount of years, but it's Nebraska alone and above, the only one that has not won a tournament. Well, so if they start winning, I don't know what Lincoln does.
Well, okay. Well, look at this. Like 2 years ago, we played Texas A&M. I believe that was in Memphis. I think it was Memphis.
Yeah. And then that was with K-State and Texas A&M, who's not a great 3-point shooting team, said, you know what, we're going to shoot like 44% today.
But you saw that game though.
There was electricity. Well, that was Trev Alberts too that added some fire to it.
But there was a big contingent of fans. They overtook, Memphis. Can you imagine
for 1 seed
when they find out where Nebraska's going this year? That I don't care what team it is. I really don't. Maybe Iowa State, they have a great contingent of fans that travel, but I believe wherever Nebraska gets placed at, that Nebraska will overtake that venue when it comes time to play, just for the fact of what we saw at Memphis 2 years ago.
If they put it in Alaska, people will sell that place out.
Definitely.
Like that is one thing that I love about Husker athletics, not just basketball. We love winners.
And love to travel.
We really get behind our winners. So like I say it all the time. Like,
I commend Nebraska fans now for their traveling, because traveling back in the 90s and traveling in today's world is a whole different beast. Like, if you would have told me there was a $300 ticket back in the 90s, I would have been like, yeah, I'm out. But you got fans that are playing 300, 400, 500, 600, crazy amounts of money. And that just shows just how wild they are for Nebraska and the love that they have for Nebraska basketball. I mean, look at the volleyball. Yeah. I mean, just the way they travel. It's
12 out of the 18 venues they've set the attendance record.
It's
like, okay.
But
You're welcome.
It was
to
the
all
other team's
teams.
fans. They just came out, But
Well,
yeah,
I mean, if you go look at Michigan's post, they did some color corrections to get out all the red, so you just saw the blue.
I will give credit. I will give credit to Notre Dame though. That I guess it was probably a Nebraska photographer, but they never really discredited when Nebraska took over Notre Dame. The football game. So Michigan, when they try to color it, but man, I'll tell you what, it's fun to watch, and it's definitely must-watch television from here on out. Actually, it has been for me for probably the last month.
It's been awesome. Well, and the other part about the fan base is like we have sleeper cells all over the country now. Where like if you go down to Arizona, you're like, I'm in foreign territory, and then you'll see 100 Huskers come out of a bar during a basketball game. Be like, oh, there's a ton of us that just live here that still wear those colors.
Well, we played. Was it at Ohio State? Yeah, we played at Ohio State. We beat Ohio State earlier in the year. And do you remember Wild Thing? He wore the Cleveland Indians jacket.
Yeah.
For Casey.
Mm-hmm.
So when the game started, I thought I saw the Indians jacket behind the Nebraska bench. So we had him on the drive when he first was kind of.
I remember that. Yeah.
So I messaged him. I go, "Is that you sitting behind the Nebraska bench?" He goes, "You better believe it." And remember, he was a big time Ohio State loyalist.
Yeah, he was.
But now we pretty
transitioned him.
Yeah, he's hooked his wagon to Nebraska basketball. So I saw Wild Thing back. I believe his real name is Pat Cahill.
I think you're right. And then that was the Casey Tamanaga timeline where he was
doing the same motion that
everyone's favorite player in college basketball was Casey. And then obviously that brought a lot of people in. And once again, I mean, even just listening to these announcers on Fox or even on Peacock, wherever it is, like you can kind of hear that. Everyone's very complimentary of this Husker basketball team, and it's kind of catching the eye of everyone.
And I have a strong hunch at the Big Ten tournament, you will see the Wild Thing.
100%. I think we can bank on that. We do have someone asking about the tournament locations. We do got to throw it to break. I'll look that up on the other side, though. I do believe, we got Brandon on YouTube. OKC is one of them. That is going to be the closest.
St. Louis.
Yep. So that could be a good one. I'll look at all the other locations as well.
Portland.
Is it in Portland? Is there one?
I think there's one in Portland, too.
I want to say Chicago also has one.
Yeah, we'll have to look them up.
Yeah, we'll look them up. We'll give you guys those on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Hi, I'm Scott Miller, Business Development Officer at Midwest Bank's Lincoln branches. As a lifelong Lincolnite with over 30 years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Raff's Good Take on Sports. You can put a face to the voice because Raff, he's in person in studio. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961. And, of course, the Starter Heyman text line always open to you guys. We did have someone asking about the locations for March Madness 2026. The first and second rounds, again, 19th through 22nd of March. You got Buffalo, New York, Greenville, South Carolina, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Portland, Oregon, Tampa, Florida, Philadelphia, San Diego, California, and then St. Louis. And then if we make it to the regionals, that is Houston, San Jose, Chicago, and then DC. And then the final 4, Indy. So good locations. If the Huskers can punch their tickets, there's some good.
You know what I did not hear
nearby.
in there?
Lincoln?
Nashville.
Nashville? No, Nashville.
Man, that would have been close. But
Nashville's like an awesome,
I wonder how
awesome
close,
city.
I gotta suspect Lincoln is very close to getting a tournament site one of these years.
It's a great spot
because what had prevented them from getting tournament games here in previous years was hotel space. Now we got the beautiful hotel across the street. We're getting hotels where they can have a tournament, first round games here. So I would think within the next 3 years, I'm sure Troy Dannon's listening right now. Troy's probably saying the same thing, but I'd say within the next 3 years, Nebraska will be a host for a first round tournament site.
Yeah, because they did the one in Omaha. Was that at the Schwab or not the Schwab?
That's
the
CHI. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I'd imagine they could. I don't know what the hotel
so there was
is, but I see a new one go up every month.
1980.
I mean, right across from us, we have a hotel.
Listeners, help me out here. When did Nebraska host first round games? I want to say it was 1980. When did Danny and the Miracles? 1988. 1988. First round basketball games were hosted at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, and that is where Danny and the Miracles began their Cinderella run to a national championship. Somebody, if you're listening, verify if that's correct, but I believe that I remember that. I believe Pittsburgh and Jerome Lane, I believe that was his name. He was the guy that had the crazy dunk. I need listeners to help me out here, but I think it was 88. Kansas began their run in Lincoln, Nebraska, first round games. And that was the last time that Lincoln held first round NCAA basketball tournament games.
Yeah, we need to get back to hosting one.
Yep, it's time.
I
think this helps. This year helps. It helps Nebraska because you got a strong basketball hotbed. I always say time and time again, NCAA wants to make money, and I think the NCAA has seen when Nebraska's hosted volleyball how fans still fill out even when Nebraska's not playing, and I think you're going to see that a huge feather in Nebraska's cap. So I'm saying within the next 2 years, Nebraska's going to be hosting first round games.
I think so. I mean, it's always the easiest layup because Nebraska's got just great sports fans. That's why you get the College World Series down there in Omaha. Obviously, Central.
Could you imagine first round basketball games down at PBA? The rail yard?
Good luck getting in there.
Could you imagine the studio at 93.7 the ticket with first round games?
That's probably what the 90s looked like. Whew. Like if we hosted and Nebraska was like a high seed and we were playing in Lincoln.
Oh man.
Like I'd bet you it'd be an absolute riot.
I'd go out on a limb. I'd say even if Nebraska hosts basketball games and say Nebraska got a different seed somewhere and they had to travel and it was just other teams coming in here, Lincoln still would be crazy just having NCAA. I mean, you see what it's like every Thursday and Friday, those first round games, how crazy it gets in Lincoln and just the passion. But now you put in a Nebraska team, if somehow they could earn a spot in that, which that's kind of hard. They don't always do that unless you have a really high seed.
Yeah.
But man, just having first round basketball tournament games in Lincoln.
The bars would be full.
Oh, it'd be insane.
The arena would be full.
Rail yard would be nuts.
Yeah.
The ticket would be, Luke would be so busy dealing out coffee. He wouldn't know what to do with himself. He'd have to retire for 2 weeks.
He would have the tip money to do it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's such a crazy thing because Lincoln is one of these towns that thrives on sports. Like we don't need it, but we excel.
Oh,
we need the revenue with these hotels,
and now
with the restaurants, everything.
And now we got the ammunition to provide the best because we have the new hotels. Because what prevented us during the 2000s and stuff like that, when Nebraska, I know that past athletic directors have made bids to try and host first round games, but it always came back. You don't have enough hotels to support this.
And that's fair because some even Husker football games when Bo Pelini era, I mean, you'd go look for hotels and the numbers were outrageous because there wasn't a ton of hotels available.
Nope.
And that was when I was growing up young. There's add a lot more. Like I said, the one right across the street they just put up there.
And you've got quality hotels too. Like these are ones that, nothing against your, I don't know, bring up like the Arrowhead Inn out in North Platte or something like that. These are like ones where you can put in a team and the facilities are going to be nice. You don't have to worry about the team playing a game and losing and coming out and saying, well, our facilities last night were horrible. You've got enough quality hotels now to where you could host, maybe 2 teams per hotel or maybe even 1 team per hotel just with the amount of hotels that we've had to go up around here over the last, 5 or 6 years.
We even go to hotels and get like a Fortune 500 CEO in there. Like, have you stayed at the Kindler yet?
I have not stayed there, but I've walked through it. I've seen it.
So nice.
Oh yeah.
So nice.
Boitano's Lounge, Brian Boitano, former figure skater, I believe he was.
Well, they've partnered with us for these Husker football pre-games for a few years now.
Super nice.
And the one time, Jake, we had a room available and it was the King Suite. I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is, you get some big CEOs that go check out this place and consider it top notch. So shout out to the Kindler.
So, I mean, you got like the Kindler, you've got across the street, was it Hampton?
Yeah, you got the Cornhusker.
You've got the Cornhusker. You got Embassy Suites. You've got
Holiday Inns in here, Marriott's around.
Never heard any complaints about the Graduate. I've never heard any complaint. The Scarlet.
My parents go to the Scarlet's phenomenal.
Oh.
The Graduate, my parents always go to the Graduate.
Yeah.
Not a single complaint out of there
None.
ever.
And so Nebraska's ready. Now it's just a matter of, making that right bid and doing what they got to do. So I would assume just the way when you're seeing it, like the concerts this summer, like they're having to, decide how to have the spring game because they have I forgot which country music artist but he's coming.
Garth?
No,
Garth? I didn't know.
Not Garth already came here, but there's one coming this summer. Text line, help me out. And he needs a week just to set up his stage in Memorial Stadium. So tell me that's not going to be a crazy night.
I mean, a lot of beer sold. Tell you that much.
Yeah.
The last time, I'll never forget, because this was when we announced like we're going to start having alcohol, but it wasn't quite fully in system yet. And that was like the test run. And it was, halfway through the show. And I was like, guys, quick, we can't, we're going to run out of beers here. You guys can't take two each every time. One at a time.
We're going to be out.
And I think they did fall out, but they just had them all in a bunch of coolers and everything.
Yep.
Can you imagine if Husker football gets rolling next year? Then you have the volleyball program, and then let's just bank on the Husker. I
hope and I dream and I pray that I want like sometimes you hear people say, "Oh, you don't want it, maybe us to be as good as what they were in the 90s." It's like, no, I'm opposite. I want Nebraska to get back to that level because that is the funnest time in Lincoln, Nebraska. Like I see what Nebraska basketball is doing and what it's captivating, but Nebraska football, if it ever gets back up to the upper echelon, I want you to experience just the madness that takes place in Lincoln, Nebraska.
And shout out to the texter. We did have 5691 Zach Brown band, whoever the blank that is. I don't think he knows. I'm not a big country guy, so I
take that back. That Red Dirt Country is coming here.
Is that
Cross Canadian Ragweed, Jason Bolin and the Stragglers? I know they're coming to Memorial Stadium, and they'll put in probably 70,000, 80,000. They might fill it up.
Are you a big country guy?
I used to be a big Red Dirt guy. Jason Bolin and the Stragglers, Cross Canadian Ragweed, back in my early years. Now it's crazy. I'm always listening to the Ticket when I'm driving. so I don't. And then I don't listen to much music. I heard a country music song on the way down here tonight called Rocky Mountain Low, and I was like, well, first off, it's Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, Denver Bronco foot. No, but I heard that song for the very first time tonight, and it's probably been out for probably a month or longer. So I used to be a country music guy. I still am, I guess, but probably more classic country.
Yeah, same here. I've hit that age. It happens quicker than you think, where you just don't listen to new music.
Yeah,
like it's just podcasts and sports radio,
or 90s music or 80s music.
Yeah, for me, it's 2000s music, the stuff I grew up on. Like I don't add a whole lot new to the arsenal, but that'll be super cool. Were you at the last one with the?
No, I wasn't at Garth.
Okay.
I was not at Garth. I was working. I was peddling some lottery and scratch tickets down by the rail yard there. But that was a crazy night even around there.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. There's just a lot to talk about still. We didn't even really a lot of idle chit chat on this hour, but we do have Raff back.
Well, I kind of expected it coming in. I was like, I'm not really going to make too big of it. I saw Jesse Minter got hired by the Ravens.
Jalen Reyes, assistant coach, got promoted to associate head coach. So that's pretty big news. I know a lot of people were, he's such a good coach. He's kind of in that group where you want to keep him forever, but you understand that he's going to keep getting offers year in, year out. So I think that's
that's huge. I think that's huge for him too. Like, when you have a new head coach coming in, you never know what's going to happen. Is she going to want to bring in her own coaches?
Yeah.
How's that going to work? And that they've gelled it in that way that she feels that confident enough to make him associate head coach. That's pretty awesome. So congratulations. I'm just quality individual, quality coach. And like I said, Nebraska next year, watch out, volleyball will be on the warpath again with probably a bigger chip on their shoulders.
Yeah, they just reload. That's like one of the programs that you never really worry about too much. And you saw, 2 years in a row, they didn't have a single player hit the portal. Yeah. That speaks volumes about how well they have the continuity down and how much those players buy.
Well, how about John Cook though? I mean, you cannot say enough that John Cook knew, that Danny Busboom Kelly was the person for this job.
Yeah.
Because usually a new coach, one season goes by,
replacing a legend,
you some people the coach rubs people the wrong way. Like some people love a coach, other people not so much, and then able to come in after 1 year and have nobody enter the transfer portal. That's saying something to the vision that John Cook had for Nebraska volleyball in the future.
That's a tough one to nail. I mean, just look at DeBoer in Alabama.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he had a bad season. He made it to the college football playoffs, but the former picture was Nick Saban.
Yeah.
So people, you could probably tell me better. Alabama fans, they think he's the guy, or is it already kind of split?
I'd say it's kind of split.
Which is crazy, but that's how tough it is to replace that role.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's like got to the college football playoffs, played in the Rose Bowl. You think it's a pretty successful season. Alabama fans are like, not so fast, my friend.
Do you think it was more as a result of that 3-point loss where they only scored, it was like 3-30 something in that round versus India?
Yeah, I think it was before. He's had it. Honestly, he's had it the entire time because
Florida State didn't help him start off.
And they tripped up a little bit his first year. Yeah. And then he started wearing his hoodie. And then but yeah, the jury in Alabama, I think it's still there. There's still some leeriness when it comes to Coach DeBoer in Alabama. But like I've said from the get-go with him, though, too, he's a pretty darn good coach. And
I think he is.
And give him time. But in today's world of college football, you say give him time, but I don't think there's time anymore in college football because I feel like every year is just going to be a reload for every team.
Well, and I think that's why the conversation around Husker football and Matt Rule has been tough for people because the defense that I have to give Matt Rule every time is we were horrible. Yeah. Like just flat out. We know what it looked like towards the end of Scott Frost. And he did get us to back-to-back bowl games, which was the embarrassing stat that we would have done anything to fix.
Yeah.
And now we fixed it, and immediately it's like, okay, well, now you got to go do this. And if you don't do that,
but those expectations, like Indiana, by them doing what he did, I mean, the expectations are there. Like, are Nebraska fans just satisfied with going to a bowl game every year? And
no, of course not.
And that is the expectation is Nebraska. They want to be in a playoff. They want to make a play in a playoff game. They want to contend for Big Ten titles, and that's those expectations and apathy. So when Nebraska fans hit that apathy and like, well, you just made it to a bowl game, we're good. That's fine. We'll go on to next year. We'll make another bowl game. And that right there, that to me, that's apathy. It's like you've just settled on, hey, we went to a bowl game. We've done that for 2 straight years.
Yeah.
Congratulations. But at the end of the day, and even the money, I mean,
you got the extension.
We always fall back on the money, but we also look at the facilities and we look at everything. Nebraska football is pumping in funds as if it's a top 10 football team in the country. I believe I saw budgeting or whatever.
They were number 10 for NIL as far as.
So if you're pumping in, number 10 money and number 10 budget and number 1 facilities, you can't just always expect a 7 and 6 year. There's got to come a time where playoffs need to be, it needs to happen. I mean, that's Nebraska football. And I know, and people are gonna be like, well, that's a lot of expectations to put on him. Well, it's like, but I think he knew that was the expectation coming in because usually if you're a team in Nebraska and putting up the records that they have over the last 10 years, you're not getting the type of fundage. You're not getting the crowds. But Nebraska is still putting so much like a top 10 money wise, top 10. So if you're putting in that top 10 and everybody's doing top notch, then the team needs to rise to that level or else apathy will set in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also the verbiage. I know we've talked about that before, but when you tell people certain things about a team, they're going to believe you because you're the guy running that team. And then when it doesn't pan out, those are questions that you created that you now have to answer. And that's the tough part of coaching, but it's the reality of it. All right, don't go anywhere. Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
Hi, I'm Scott Miller, Business Development Officer at Midwest Bank's Lincoln branches. As a lifelong Lincolnite with over 30 years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Most resolutions for the new year fail before January is even over. Why not resolve to just be a little bit cleaner in 2026? Nebraska Auto Detail is here for you. Now through March 30th, if you purchase a ceramic coating, you'll get a free interior detail. There's no better way to start your year than taking care of your car and decluttering the mess that it becomes so easily. Book your detail today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call Joe and the team at 402-601-5086.
If you're tired of the dieting circuit paradox but still want to look, feel, and perform better, you need to get to Nutrition Authority and ask about our nutrition coaching featuring LifeBase. LifeBase takes a complex world of nutrition and makes it simple with real results that last. Stop in to learn more or check us out on mynutritionauthority.com.
All right, fellas, it's January. You're setting goals, you're hitting the gym, but have you checked what's going on inside the engine? At Advanced Medical Imaging, the Wellness Within program makes it easy. They have different levels of preventive scans so you can choose exactly what fits your health goals, from quick baseline checks to full body insights. It's simple, it's smart, and it's all about keeping you in top form before problems ever sneak up. And the best part, you don't need a doctor's order. Just call AMI to schedule and make this the year you put your health on the schedule.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Final segment, Raff's Good Take on Sports. You will get Chris Raff again tomorrow morning during the drive, correct?
Yep, let's roll.
You'll get it.
See, I said let's roll. I didn't say let's ride.
That might be the first time I heard you say let's roll, not let's ride.
Yeah, I've changed it. I'm past the Russell Wilson saga.
Well, that's a good thing. You're in the Stidham saga right now.
Steady time. Let's go.
There's a lot of people picking Broncos.
You know, the confidence, the support, the city of Denver has just rallied behind Mr. Jared Stidham. So I'm excited to see how the game we talked about last night. If he adjusts to the game speed, Denver can play with him. But
Well, you feel better. It's not like you don't have to go against like the Chiefs in their prime. Like the Patriots team is very good. You don't want to overlook them, but it's not like we have a juggernaut that no one's been able to beat. So,
well, the thing about it too is you got two quarterbacks playing in their first AFC championship game. At the end of the day, Drake May is playing in his first one, and
he's got just to the speed too. So
Jared Stidham's playing in his first one. They just took different avenues.
The playoffs that everybody anticipated. All right, Raff, what is your good take on a January 22nd in the freezing weather? I know there's trees exploding in Minnesota, which is just insane.
Yeah, crazy. All right, everybody. Today's Raff's good take goes out to the birthday boy, Steve Warren. I just wanted to wish Steve a very happy birthday. Steve has done so much for the state of Nebraska. All-American football player, went to the Packers, played that, came back to Lincoln, started the Dream Foundation, all the stuff that he does with his foundation. I know he has his charity bowling that he does the week in the spring game, everything he does with that, amazing. What he does with the Warren Academy, all the young kids that he's helping out to become great football players. So, Mr. Warren, a.k.a. Woo, happy birthday, brother. Hope you have a great day. You are Raff's good take.
Well said. We'll just double down. Shout out to him. Happy birthday. And anybody else who has a birthday, because somebody else's birthday out there. So we'll pass it along. That is Chris Raff. Again, what time is the drive? That is
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. I'm the night guy, so I always got to remind myself on those times. You can catch Chris Raff again. AD in studio.
AD will be
here. Is it the full crew? You, Nick Sainert,
AD and Swim and Raff are back.
A nice old school throwback. You guys will definitely want to tune in for that, but appreciate you guys listening. In the meantime, we still got 2 more hours all the way till midnight. Late Night in Lincoln, myself, Nick Wyman, will carry you there.